whole thing's come off the swivel hub.
Have a go with this, eh? The full front end is stripped. As you can tell, we've broken something on a track down here on the south coast of New South Wales. Tough tracks, things aren't exactly going to plan, mate.
They are not, mate, but I'll tell you what, folks, I want you to buckle up because this is going to be one heck of an episode. This right here is one of the best tough four-wheel drive destinations in southern New South Wales. It's an absolute hotspot for wheel lifting, mud slipping, rock scrabbling fun. That's right, we're back in Yalwal, but like much of the south coast, it was absolutely devastated by bushfires just over a year ago. Tracks are starting to reopen and we're stoked to be back and putting a few visitor dollars into the local area, while of course checking out what we've heard are some pretty wild track conditions.
Love this part of the world, super tough for driving, and also got the band back together. Hey Graham, you copy, mate?
Mate, I was just thinking to myself, we're out, we're going to be doing a bit of wheeling, you're nearly bogged on the entrance track, it's just fantastic. Jocko's behind me, we got the boys, we got Pete, I'm just so excited.
Jocko, mate, what do you reckon? You love Yalwal.
Oh, mate, been down here heaps of times. I'm stoked to be back with you guys. Maybe less so Graham. I was getting comfortable doing a lot of wheeling without him. But no, it's good to be back with the boys and keen to get into a bit of tough wheeling.
Buckle up, boys. It's going to get pretty wild, I reckon, this trip.
Can I put a request in?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Can we please have a crack at Monkey Gum and finish with that lookout?
Yeah, mate. I think we can't not try that track. That is a really fun one. One of your favourites, isn't it, mate?
I'd rate it up there as probably my favourite hardcore track in Australia. I really, really enjoy Monkey Gum. Joining us on this trip is a great bunch of lads, starting with Pete from Ultimate 9, previously known as iDrive. He's wheeling his 3-litre GU Patrol, and Pete sure knows how to steer it. Next up, our good mate Kaido from Drifter Camping and 4-wheel drive. He's back behind the wheel of the bucking Bronco that is his 76. Don't expect to see 4 wheels on the ground all too often. Rounding out the convoy is Sam from Spares Box in his newly chopped and fully monstered 80 series. It's out for its first real stretch since getting a makeover. Jocko, of course, is behind the wheel of his beloved sassed HiLux, purpose-built for places just like this. I'm sending it in style thanks to my new D-Max, while Shaun is flexing up front in Sooty the 80. For our first day on the tracks, we're going to be following our noses and checking out how the tracks look after last year's fires, which apparently have turned even the access tracks into huge challenges in some places. First up though, it's time to give the rigs a bit of a chance to flex it up.
Oh, that's a big boy.
Just drove through the wheel lifts. Like a dog in a forest there, I was picking up legs everywhere. One thing you can't hear from in here, but I don't know if I can put the window down. Have a listen to that. The cicadas off tap.
This track just keeps on giving. Have a go with this. Rock steps mixed with some big ruts. There's a big tree up here. You don't want to get too close to that. Find yourself in a little bit of hot water, I reckon. If you like your panels, stick to the middle of the track, I reckon.
Yep, that's it. Right end down, mate. That's it.
Thanks, Johnson.
Very good, mate. Nicely driven.
Whoa!
I bet that never gets old.
The rest of the boys flex their way to the top, and we find ourselves in front of our first challenge. Successive seasons of fire and rain have really wreaked havoc around Yalwal, and as we explore up the valley, we can see the effect to what used to be simple fire roads.
Mate, have a go with this. Looks like it's been washed out a heck of a lot since last time we were here, mate.
I can't see past your bonnet. Oh, shivers.
It's fully washed out.
Yep. I'm just going to watch you disappear over the edge and see what happens.
I like this. Wait.
Oh boy. See you at the bottom.
Mate, I just held on tight and went along for the ride.
Goodness gracious, that is steep. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, good luck with that, mate.
Feels horrible. Oh, I've got my work cut out for me getting up here. Ooh. Ooh, I love it. As expected, Jock makes pretty light work of this one and hardly breaks a sweat. With his usual no-nonsense approach and good throttle control, Pete also makes it look bloody easy. Now, the 70 might not make it look exactly easy, but it sure makes it look like a heck of a lot of fun. All right, time for Sambo's rig, and he's opting for the low, very slow option. Mate, come on, give it a bit more mumbo.
You're in full drive, mate.
Don't put a locker on.
No lockers allowed, mate.
I did that lock.
Take two, and he's up easy. But up ahead, things are getting a little more difficult. This used to be an easy crossing on the way to Monkey Gum, but right now, looks like a winch wall. There's only one way to test if this is drivable. Send in the whale.
Shauno, crash test dummy going in first.
It's not the line I wanted.
No.
That's deep, that flop.
Yeah. Yes.
Where are you going?
That's not the way I wanted to go. I think I'll have to try that one.
Shauno's given it a pretty good nudge here, but this is one big wall to get up.
That's it though. Like you're just sort of clearing the front of it. She's a sooty girl.
I reckon we need to engage the run for winch.
I'd say so.
Get your front end up.
If I get the front end up.
It's going to be a hell of a winch up that.
Good test for it.
It's a good spot to winch from.
Yep.
St. Louis.
This is nice. Look how accessible that is. Just grab it. You don't have to get into a bog hole and fall in. You can just go, oh, perfect.
As we mentioned, this is going to be one huge winch. We're getting the gear up nice and high, and to start, we'll see if a single line pull will do. Now, folks, look, if ever there was a situation where you got to stay well clear of the winch rope, this is it.
Pretty steep.
Would you look at that? The rumba is pulling Sooty clean up that wall.
This would have been one hell of a drive.
That's a big winch pull. Yep.
There we go, eh? That's a pretty wild winch to start the day off, mate.
You're not joking. It's going to take a huge effort for anyone to drive this one. In fact, if you reckon your Forby could do it, I'd like to hear about it. Go on, leave us a comment.
The key here is to just drive straight up it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So you could just get that front up, even a little bit more left.
You don't want me to drive it? Like,
Oh, I was just hoping that... I feel like doing a recovery, that's all. When you get traction, just snap second, eh? Where's that shovel? I could take that off in about 2 seconds, I reckon.
My touring setup means, of course, I've got a bit of a shorter approach angle than the others, and the bull bar here wants to dive into the bank rather than up it. So Shaun's seeing if he can lessen the angle just a little bit.
see he's got his Pac-Man undies on. That means he's got his superhuman strength going.
Have a crack at that.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. You got that front up, that's good.
Winch it from there.
Yeah. It's a better winch too. Better angle.
With the nose up, it's a much straighter pull up the front of the vehicle, but even so, this is not your everyday winch. Would you look at the size of that washout? Pretty insane.
Just got a heck of a lot steeper.
When you're in situations just like this, it's good to have some mates along that you can rely on to get you out of trouble. Jockos are optional, however.
Stop touching my vehicle.
All right, you monkey. Let's see if we can make it up.
Righto, Luxy. It's time to do your first winch walk. Almost. We'll just winch from there, I think.
Man, this wall is serious business.
I'm kicking it.
Yeah, that's a good.
The rest of the boys are giving it a good crack, but so far, no one's making it up without a winch.
Oh, the winch struck. Yeah.
There's just one more rig in the convoy to get up, and if anyone can have a crack at making it, I reckon it's Sam.
Well, mate, 37's the biggest
I know.
tyres in the convoy.
Yep.
There's a fair bit of pressure when you got the biggest tyres.
A lot of pressure, mate. I don't usually have that problem, but the Sambo, this is it, his first big
This is it.
challenge in the new truck.
Yeah.
Jump out
Probably
of the
shouldn't
way.
stand
I
here,
think
should
you've got
I?
to give it a fair bit. You know it. You know it.
I reckon you've got to try
One go.
One go.
I'd even start again,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wheel up to it and just use that rolling momentum.
Yeah. And then once your front tyres get up, then
Give
a
it a
bit
bit.
harder. Yeah.
Second, third, fourth,
Reverse.
limiter.
Come on, mate, you got this.
Now go. No, we'll winch you.
Goodness!
I'll try it.
So that's about the same spot as the D-Max got,
I
isn't
think
it?
the D-Max got to there,
You
yeah.
settle down, you. Free spool.
Well, it wasn't to be. This challenge has well and truly gotten the better of us. Yalwal is really turning it on. If this is just an access track, we are in for some fun. For now, though, Sam's up and he's out of trouble. You've always got to be a bit careful when someone says the word shortcut, but that's just what Shaun reckons he's found as we try to loop around to our next track. This could be a case of famous last words.
Far out. Quite steep, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Little left hand down, mate. That'll do you.
About to drop more.
Whoa! Whoa!
Right hand down.
Yeah, it's quite slippery in here, boys. Far out.
Yeah, I think you're stuck, mate.
I don't think I'm gonna have one go. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. That was very underwhelming. Straight down.
Well, this is turning into a pretty hard day on the winch, but thankfully the gear is good for it, and we're getting on through. This is definitely one of those sleeper bogs, much worse than it looked at first glance.
It's a big winch. That's the best thing about getting one vehicle through. You get to see how deep this bog hole is, and it's undercut on every side. So as soon as you get a vehicle in, you've pretty much got a vertical wall behind you and in front of you. Makes for very, very difficult driving.
One quick winch, and I'm through, and Jock seems to like my work.
Well, I think it'll be easier for us to get through. I think Graham just cleared most of the dirt, but we'll see. That was a big winch. There was a lot of load on it, but I think that rumba did well.
All right, Jocko, let's see if you can break the winching streak. Have at it, mate.
Well, that's steeper when you're in the car.
First attempt is a no-go, but I reckon the Luxy can do better than that.
Come on, get up, yeah!
Too much power.
Well done, mate. Plenty of food right
I think
there.
Graham just cleared it out for me, to be honest.
Nah, Jock, that was a good drive there. Fair and square, mate. And now you've set the bar for the other boys. Pete gives it a fair old shake of the sauce bottle, but no go. And the 76 isn't having a bar of it. That just leaves the spares box 80.
Oh, no!
Give it another go.
Give it another go,
mate.
you're right.
Come on. Oh, come on. The D-Max got further, mate.
Are your lockers in? Back a bit. Just give it a rocking back and
There
forward.
we go.
Yeah, there we go.
You're going to get this. You'll get it.
Now
Very
back.
close.
Now forward. There you go.
Go.
Almost.
Don't back off, mate. Find another gear or 3.
One more go.
You know what?
I reckon you'll have it.
Yep.
Just give it a bit of mayo.
It's like I'm getting stuck on the rear, it feels.
Yeah, but you can't be. You haven't got a rear.
Yeah.
You're a choke.
I think that's all it's got.
I'll go and get me sister. She can have a go.
It's all right, mate. Not everyone can be a solid axle swap HiLux. It's all good. It's all right.
Ah, yes. Mates like us, eh? How lucky are you, Sambo?
Now, you'll notice 2 things about this recovery setup. Firstly, I've got the static rope up nice and high in the tree. That changes the angle of winch so it's nice and straight. It's not pulling that nose down and putting a lot of extra load on the winch and vehicle. The other thing, of course, is that I've got the static rope and actually looped it around itself to get the most length out of the rope, because we're almost at the end of the drum. There's not enough line on that winch to go. You want at least a full spool on the bottom of that drum to winch from, and that gives us that extra length that we need. All right, mate.
After a bit of a hard pull on the winch, Sam's out of the mud, and I reckon that's about enough of shortcuts and mud for one day. So we're going to point the Forbies back out towards the entry of Yalwal, where we might take on one more cheeky track before punting inland to an absolutely stunning campsite. And as always, in this part of the world, there's plenty of fun to be had along the way.
Ooh, he's got himself into a mischief.
Bit of a mischief here. We'll have to have another go at this. There we go. Helps when you choose a good line.
That was a fun little section there, Pete. You should have a go at that.
All right, I reckon I might dial off the throttle response, and I'll use the economy 3 mode on this, I think.
The proof really is in the pudding there, and the GU just seems to cruise up those big rocks with zero fuss. We're soon out of the trees and back in the afternoon sun with the power lines track.
Wow, I gotta say, it's good to be back out bush wheeling with the boys, but more than anything, I'm just looking around here as I'm driving around, and it's one of those sections that were just devastated by the bushfires. You can see it out here. Everything's starting to come back. That's the beauty of the Aussie bush, but it's also the beauty of Aussies. We don't mind a bit of adversity. We'll always jump back afterwards and we'll make it happen, but help is always so greatly needed, and it's been good for us to come down to these little towns down this way, go to the local pubs, especially the little small pubs, have a couple of beers, put a couple of dollars out there. And I think it's just one of those things that four-wheel drivers, I think, are a bit unique in their ability to do so, because four-wheel drivers do get out and about, especially into small country towns, chasing the tracks, going to small country pubs. So I've enjoyed getting back out here with the boys. It's fantastic. Everyone's on fire. We're all having a blast. But what's also so great, putting some coins back over the bar and just getting back into these country towns that did it so bloody hard for so long.
Speaking of hard, would you check out what's up ahead? Shaun was just nosing up this first section of the rock garden when, well, everything goes just a little bit pear-shaped.
Those kingpin studs are snapped.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, the whole thing's come off the swivel hub.
This is not the kind of breakage you want to have trackside, especially late in the day. Without the right parts, this would be a hard fix, but we might be lucky on that score.
As you can see from this right here, it's not meant to be like that. Shauno's done himself a bit of a swivel hub mischief here. Now, we'll be able to fix this. The beauty is, Sam's carrying a few spares from Spares Box, because they also have these sort of parts for older vehicles as well as new, so it doesn't really matter what type of vehicle you've got, Spares Box can look after you. And Jocko, of course, is carrying a few bits and pieces himself. So between the two of them, I reckon we'll have this, what, an hour?
Maximum.
About an hour max. We'll be back on the road. That looks disastrous. Bit of bush mechanics out here. We'll have it fixed.
How good. So this is the front end swivel hub rebuild kit that Shaun's going to need to get Sooty back sorted. This paired with Jock's spare knuckle should get us out of trouble, hopefully. Let's go see the boys.
So I carry a fair bit of spares in the HiLux, and I actually carry spare knuckles. These are a left and right, so this is left one, we'll just be replacing left one. Because the studs on Shaun's have snapped in this thread, it means that we'll have to pretty much replace the knuckle. And I'd say they probably might have even stretched a little bit as well, so that knuckle will probably go in the bin. It's handy to carry something like this. It is a bit excessive, obviously. It's rare you break one of these, but on the one time you do, it's good to know you can still get out of the bush. Here you go, mate. Replacement steering knuckle.
Beautiful.
Got some new studs in there. We'll just need to get
Ready
some
to go.
bone washers off the old ones.
Sambo, how'd you go?
There you go, mate. I reckon
Thank you.
these
Special delivery from Spares Box.
will be required.
Nice one, mate. Thank you so much.
No worries.
So with the right parts and some hard work on the tools, the wheel assembly is getting stripped right back and the replacement knuckle lined up. Of course, everything has to come off, including the brakes. But soon enough, we've got it done. Now, breakages happen when you're out on the tracks, so it really does pay to know what parts you might need for your vehicle. Shauno's lucky that this rare breakage happened when there was 2.5 80 series in the convoy. Do your research and come prepared so you aren't left stranded while your mates go off and have all the fun.
Well, how good's that? It's all back together. Didn't take too long at the end of the day. We had the right spares, didn't have to go back to town. Sooty lives again. Now it's time to hit some tough tracks. Done all the easy ones. Time to get some real ones. All right, let's get that down if you can, Jocko.
Remember those big rock steps up ahead? Well, they haven't moved. They're still there. Okay, let's get into it.
All right. Sooty's back on the tracks. Time for the next challenge.
Have a look at this bad boy right here,
And
Jocko.
look at the scrape marks. You can tell people have
How'd it go?
smacked some dips. How do you reckon old Shauno's going to go?
I reckon he'll drive it.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't blow his front end again, it'll be good.
Righto, mate, let's go.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Nah, just kidding, mate. That didn't work. Didn't even struggle.
Oh dear.
Oh, you're supposed to go forward. Just do that again, but better, and you'll be sweet. Very nice.
Yahoo! After a very shaky start, mate, you are back on the track. I like it.
Didn't even break anything, boys.
Didn't break anything? Well, speaking of not breaking anything,
Your turn.
you just go out of the way. I'm going to get Jock to help me. Come on. This is one heck of a rock step. Let's give it a go.
Yep, that's good. Stay on that.
Now, there's a good reason for putting rock sliders and underbody protection on your pride and joy. Let me show you why.
Keep going back. You got a fair bit.
I've run out of clearance on this one, so it's out with the rock packing.
Stop feeding it.
Unfortunately, I've just spat them all out, and I don't want to end up tearing up my tail shaft, so it's a no-go for this one.
This is the stuff Jocko dreams about.
I know.
He loves this stuff.
You watch his face, won't even be smiling.
Nah,
He's dead
so
serious.
concentrating. See, look at him. Not even a smile. Just look at that. It's just pure work over here.
You sure about that line, Jocko?
You sure?
You sure, mate?
And that was the day Jocko went on his lid.
Interesting line there, mate.
Why'd you take the easy line?
Jocko's made it up the first section, but there's a bonus challenge up top, and he might need some help with.
Here, Jocko, I'll spot you, mate.
No, thanks.
No, seriously.
No, don't.
I'll spot you.
Leave me
Hold
alone.
there, mate. Hold there. Hold there, mate.
Oh, get this
Go back a
old
bit.
fella away from me.
That's it. About to come up. Yep, beautiful, mate. All right, punch it. Well driven.
Cool.
For a bloke that's just getting into it, I tell you
You
what.
picked a good line for it,
Yeah.
mate. Anyone could have driven that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, I think, line choice.
Yeah, I definitely.
Something
mate.
Jocko struggles with. If there's anyone we don't need to worry about, it's Pete.
He's got this.
Not even there. What rock step?
Didn't even struggle.
Beautiful.
Hey.
Rock step.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's it.
Bounce him up.
Bonus line rock
Yes.
crawler. How good's that? Reach for the sky.
Cotto's been piloting the big 76 like a boss all day, but he seems to be struggling a bit here.
You didn't lock your hubs, you tomato.
That
Good
old
job.
chestnut.
I remember my first time full driving, mate.
You're all good now, mate.
Righto.
Put your locker on.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes.
Well done.
Very nice, Kaido.
Got a big smile.
mate.
Got a big smile.
Wow.
This is Sam's first trip out to the rebuilt 80, and he's been feeling out the capability of the new setup. So far, so good.
Very nice.
Yum, yum, yum.
Now the bonus line.
Bonus line for 50 points.
Yeah, right, look at that.
I need to give it a bump. Now. Oh, not that much.
Sweet. Baby
It just
Jesus.
got on boost and was like, ooh.
Just bump it and then back off sort of thing. Just pop it.
Whoa, not that much. What is this just getting on boost? What happened there? Also, if you come right hand down as you come up too.
Ah, there you go, mate. Nice and easy. There's some power in that big rig, I
Thank you,
reckon.
boys. Thank you.
Well, it has been an absolutely massive first day at Yalwal, and it is 100% time to get out to camp and crack open an ice-cold Iron Jack. And this camp, folks, well, you just wait and see. It is amazing. We found this one through the legends at the Corang River B&B, a farm stay about 45 minutes from the track, and it's well worth the drive.
Have a look down there. It's all open, green grass. Doesn't get much better than that, mate.
This is one of those spots we found for a good mate of ours. Actually, Corey came on a trip with us. And there's a heap of campsites down through here. Private property. You know what? These private sites like this, mate, I reckon they're the bomb. Just a good use of land.
It's the future of camping, mate, I reckon. And best thing is, mate, got the whole place to ourselves.
I'm going to spread out, get me swag set up, couple of quiet beers.
And prepare your stomach for something absolutely amazing.
Okay, well, that wasn't quite on my dream list, but yep, I'm happy with that. Yep.
Young Sambo here has pimped out his 80 build with a Mitts alloy canopy. It might be a compact little setup, but he's got everything in there for comfortable camping. My good taste might be rubbing off on him, I reckon. Camp is springing up pretty quick with the prospect of a cold beer on the cards. But would you check out Kaido's setup? Pretty darn luxurious. He's got one more trick up his sleeve with this portable fire pit, which Shaun is going to put to good use for tonight's cooking. This really is pretty much as good as life gets. A good fire, good mates, and a few beers. Not even Shaun's cooking could ruin this. Well, shivers. At least I hope it doesn't.
Well, the boys are in for an absolute treat tonight. We're going full gourmet, and this one's going to be one for the ages, I reckon. Well, I said tonight's going to be pretty special, and tonight is none other than beer can burgers. So one of my all-time favourites, a lot of fun to make, but more importantly, it's absolutely... Look at this, straight away. Mate, you getting a beer can out because we're making beer can burgers,
Yeah,
or are
mate.
you stealing a beer?
Well, a bit of both.
Actually, while you're in there...
Yeah, what do you
grab
need?
I need some mince.
Can you pop that on the table for us? Thanks, man.
Look at this, look at this. Got a fair bit of mince. This is just a bit of beef mince here. Now, hopefully Graham's got, he's got the other stuff here. So this one here, this is pork. You didn't want to let that go. This is beef sausage mince. I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna have to roll sleeves up though, because this gets pretty
Cheers,
intense.
cheers, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Good on you.
Yeah,
Right.
to your health.
First start, this is just beef mince. I go pork mince with the beef mince because the pork's got a little bit more fat.
Yeah,
and
it does.
just
Yeah, it
sort of
does.
holds together a bit better.
Yep.
Well, I've never, ever seen this before, but I saw it in, like,
What is it?
it's sausage mince. So
yeah.
it's basically the inside of a sausage. Now, previously, I would have had to squeeze that sausage mince straight out of the sausage. Like, you've been there, we've done it before. And
Not together.
the sausage mince has a lot of fat in it
Right,
as well.
it would do.
And it's
Yeah,
going to
yeah, it
make
would
it
do.
all stick together.
Yep.
Just try and get it all out. Don't waste any of it.
Oh, that's a feral.
That actually grows. It's a lot. If you were just judging me based on this right now,
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean,
What is that?
Sausage mince. What I want to do, basically, just like you're building a cake, get a couple of
A
welds.
meat cake.
Yeah, big old meat cake.
I love it.
You would have done that before,
Yeah,
Jocko.
I've had a few meat cakes in my
Right.
time.
Right. Crack some eggs in the holes.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I can't do it one-handed, eh?
Right, trying to get as much shell as
There's
Graham
no
in.
shell in there. That's
Have you washed your hands, Jocko?
No.
no.
They're
Do you want me to?
disgusting.
How many eggs you
Well,
want?
ideally before you're doing this. Now the egg, of course, binds this all together. I've got way too much sausage on my fingers. If you could grab some paprika out, yep,
can do that.
and you get a bit of Worcestershire.
How much are we talking about? That much?
How much of this do you need?
Worcester.
Give that a good old squirt. Yep, just spread it around. That's enough. Just going to move that around.
There you go.
This is where things that. Oh, this is starting to look
that's-
good now.
You ever seen the movie Ghost?
You boys want to joke? Not you. You need to wash your hands, mate.
Righto, well, I think I'm going to leave you with your meat cake, mate. I'm going to go back to the fire. Sing out if you need a hand,
We'll
eh?
see how this goes, mate. It's going to look better next time you see it, Jocko.
Righto.
Each one of these needs to be carefully treated. Basically, put the beer can around.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking for is, I'm just. This is not working as well as I thought. too much meat. Is the key. No, it's quite easy to do. I'll get better at it. That's the thing. You got heaps to practice on. So you take that.
Look at
you
that.
take that out. Look
at that.
Join the gaps.
It's a meat cushion. It's a little.
That's a little meat cushion.
Yeah.
A little bit of oil in the bottom if you
I
could.
can,
if
mate,
you could.
yeah.
Look at this. This is what the key is. Very difficult recipe. This one to keep it all together.
Yes, it's.
Put that in there.
Is that gonna work?
Well, basically the whole burger goes inside the beer can burger, if you know what I mean.
No.
So imagine that full
Right.
of everything you'd normally have in a burger.
Oh yes, yes,
put a,
yes,
put
yes,
a lid
yes.
on it. Put a bit of
Yes,
bread
yes,
in
I'm
between.
with you.
A bit
Yeah,
of,
I'm with
bit
you.
of,
I'm with you. Yep.
Real simple. Gonna grab some mushrooms.
Yep.
Put a couple in. Just sprinkle it around. Give everyone a little bit of jalapeno goodness.
Yep.
Pretty simple. Now get yourself an egg. Each one gets an egg.
Oh, chef.
So we've got some bird's eye chilies now. What we're gonna do is put a little surprise. So like make half of them like
Good.
Like they're gonna be atomic.
Yep.
They're gonna so much so that they might struggle driving tracks tomorrow.
Right, we shouldn't be whispering because the guys over by the fire
Nah,
won't know what
they
we're
won't
doing.
even know.
Yeah, no big deal. It's all good.
I can tell it's hot because my eyes are hurting.
Okay, well, let's put that in there then. That's too much. That'll kill someone. So we've got 1, 2, 3 bad boys.
Okay, and we've got 4 that.
Yeah, that's
don't
good. That's
have it.
good odds.
Just-
I'm up for those odds.
Okay. Now to seal the deal.
Seal the deal. Hide the.
Hide the chilies. There's a fair bit going on.
All right. So what are we gonna do with this?
Oh, that is a lot of meat and a lot of goodness.
You've never
Have
been
a
told
look at that,
before.
folks. This
That
is
actually looks really gourmet.
This is what we're dealing with. So we made a few extra ones because we might want seconds, so we used some of the rest of the mince just to make patties, just normal patties, and that's, you can do that.
Yeah, you
Or
can.
you can go full gourmet. It's up to you.
Up to you.
If you're in a rush, this one, if you want to test your mates
There's
out.
going to be some rushes tomorrow.
All right, let's get that on the coals.
Yep.
I'll get this on the
Done.
on the fire pit if you like.
We'll get back to you.
All right.
Reckon I should check? Oh my, we're done, bro. We're done.
That's looking good. That is looking good. Exactly how you want it. The camera crew ate all the patties, by the way. They didn't want to have any of this.
No, which is crazy because
Call the
they look
boys in.
fantastic.
So basically, you're grabbing a beer can burger straight out. That is.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a big one. If you can wrap your laughing gear around that, that is a big one though.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you so much, bro.
Beer can burgers.
Holy heck.
Now, there's a fair old burger, these ones.
I'm just going to go in. It's going to be ugly.
We've found a lot of chili straight off the bat. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all going to be
Oh,
okay.
a bit hot.
Do we let them know the secret?
It's all
Yours hot.
right. It's all right.
Mine's fine, eh?
I thought you guys liked a bit of chili.
I thought you liked chili.
Mine is a little bit
perfect.
spicy, but
That's
look, I
all
don't
right.
mind a bit of spice.
The boys are moving around.
Folks, the key is make it to your own spice level. Not everyone can handle all the big spices.
No,
but
it's obvious. I'm going to grab the shovel. I reckon that's good.
Don't hide the toilet paper tonight. All right, let's go sit down.
Yep.
This is good, mate.
This is fantastic.
Cheers
to you.
That's a win.
It's a great
That's a win.
burger.
That's a win. I like the taste of that.
That's perfect.
Ah, boys, aren't you lucky to have mates like us? Tomorrow, though, folks, we take on one of the best, monkey gum. It's going to be a cracker. Oh, and boys, I've hidden all the shovels. Stick around, folks, to see us tackle one of the most technical and toughest lines we've ever driven on four-wheel drive 24/7. In the morning light, our campsite is looking pretty damn magical. But for some of the convoy, well, their attention seems to be elsewhere at the moment. With some pressing needs attended to, we take a few moments to kick back and enjoy this awesome little spot.
There we go, this campsite, will you? What an absolute cracker. Just been learning a little bit about our camera crew. Canopies, fantastic, love them to pieces. But the other side mysteriously has been filled with camera equipment. And chuck it all out on the ground before I leave today so I can fit my swag back in there. Get a cup of coffee into me, and then today we get to drive one of my favourite tracks in Australia, Monkey Gum. The icing on top, brand new D-Max up one of the toughest tracks in Australia. Oh, the day's getting any better.
Turns out, yes, they do. Kaido's got the fire pit cranking, ready for a hot brekkie. How good is this?
Got some gear here, mate.
Yeah, looking good.
Figured we've got some big tracks to drive today. A bit of a breakfast cook-up, I think, is on the cards. How good's this though, mate? This little fire pit. This is like perfect. You can have this in a lot of places where you can't have open fires.
Yeah, that's it. If you don't have a fire when you're camping, it doesn't really feel right. So there's a lot of areas where you can't have a fire straight on the ground, so it's a good alternative, this.
What I like about this one, mate, is it doesn't use much wood, and it's quite efficient with the timber. You can cook on it, you can sit around it. It's really easy to cook on, and I reckon the flavour when you cook on the coals, mate, it doesn't get much better.
Something else, eh?
Well, I've got to say, this is a little bit of luxury at camp, and it's made camping so much easier. I'm going to put it to you guys though. What is the one luxury item you like to take when you go camping? For me, I reckon, mate, this is definitely on the cards. Well, one of the things with old trucks, of course, is to make sure the maintenance is up to date. Now, Sooty's been getting a bit of a hard run lately. He's done a lot of miles and a lot of tough tracks. So I'm just going to go through the engine bay, just check all the oils. We've got a stack of tough tracks today, monkey gum. So I just want to make sure everything is in fighting form. And a bit of brake fluid, bit of oil, bit of a top off is on the cards, I reckon.
With the Toyota boys having fought their daily battle to get brakes that actually work, it's time to pack up camp and get ready to hit the road. No doubt about it, this has been one of the better campsites that I've been to in a long time, and we'll definitely be keeping this one in the memory bank for later. For now though, it's time to punt a few Ks on the blacktop to Yalwal's trailhead and our track of the day, Monkey Gum.
Well, here we go, boys, at the start of another day, mate. And Graham, one of your favourite tracks of all time, mate?
Yes, first time I did this was several years ago and I had a smile on my face for days afterwards. It's just a super technical, big wheel lifts, some pretty gnarly sections in it. But at the end of the day, to find yourself at a viewpoint like you do at the top of Monkey Gum, makes it all worthwhile. I love it, absolutely love it.
Well, all I can say, mate, is I hope Jocko can keep up.
Oh, I'll be trying. I'm excited to do Monkey Gum. It's one of those tracks that's like, you can't really go too wrong. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of big spectacles. I reckon Graham will be picking up a few wheels, yeah, by the looks of things.
Yeah, good honest fun, mate. And I don't know about nothing can go wrong. I've seen some things on that track that people get a wrong line in a big rut and uh-oh.
Well, I suppose you're with us, so anything can happen.
I'll make things look hard. All right, let's get into this track, eh?
Soon enough, we're crossing the river that marks the start of a long, challenge-filled climb up the side of the mountain.
Fair few rocks, big ruts. It's going to be one of those pick-your-own-adventure sort of tracks, I reckon.
Couldn't agree more, mate. I'm pumped for it. I was going to follow you, but you picked some dubious lines, mate. I think I might go my own way.
Tell you what, the track already looks like it's changed a fair bit. There's a bunch of new rocks around.
One of Monkey Gum's key features is a series of long, off-camber ruts that puts wheels in the air and vehicles on some pretty sketchy angles. But that's just what makes this track so much fun to drive. And up ahead, it's our first real test. Shaun, mate.
Woo! Let's put a little bit of locker on.
That was almost a moment there.
Bit of a bit of front locker got me out of that one. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Up we go.
See if we can get up this little
Good luck, mate.
pinch. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yes. This is going to get sketchy. Nah. Low centre of gravity. Good drive. I thought that was going to lift a massive wheel and it was going to put him really in an uncomfortable position, but that low centre of gravity made it look easy.
So, Jock, the key there is throttle control, mate. Don't panic. I know it's a scary track, but if you just keep that throttle control nice and gentle. That's not safe.
Jocko built his old Luxie up to drive the hardest tracks going. Sure enough, he's just eating it up. Pete's GU is making noises like a pigeon, but he's making it up with minimal fuss. That is some smooth driving right there, boys. Time for Kaido, and knowing how little the 76 flexes, this should be pretty wild.
That's it, Kaido. Sail the wave, mate. Bit of right hand down.
Right hand down, mate.
Oh yeah, Kaido, that looks uncomfortable.
Ride the storm. No brakes, no clutch, just creep.
Nice and steady.
Nice and steady, mate. A little bit of right.
Low and slow is the go here. No sudden movements or braking, keeping the car from reaching its tipping point. Because man, that was close.
Yep. Yep. That's it.
Easy.
Woo!
Now
Go,
go.
go, 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 go.
Almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well
Yes.
done, mate. Well done.
Almost.
We celebrated
Just right
early.
there, from there, and a bit of right. You got this.
What is causing that? It's your differentials.
Give it a squirt. Yeah!
Well done.
Oh, look at that.
Sorry, that's a...
Just in case you wanted to plough some potatoes for next year's crop.
Yeah.
Done all the trench work.
Sambo's big rig is making light work of this one, and pretty soon he's pointing his way to the top. Up ahead, we're back into the long ruts and the technical rock sections that Monkey Gum is famous for. It takes good wheel placement and careful throttle control to weave your way up through here.
Have a go of these ruts, boys. This is... You got to really thread the needle through here.
Oh my goodness, watch that. You got it. Yep, you've seen it, you've got it.
Stay on that. Little more. Now swing left, hard left.
The rest of the convoy is soon climbing its way up the hill. And I gotta say, me and the D-Max, we're loving this terrain. Suddenly though, down the back of the convoy, things have gotten out of hand. In a moment of lost concentration, Sam has found himself on a very scary angle. And with his high centre of gravity, thanks to 37s, it's gonna take some careful spotting to keep him off his lid.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going back. Keep going, you're right. Keep going. Stop. Left hand down and forward. Hard left. And you'll drive out of that. Hey! 90-40!
Now, if I was just to go and touch this side,
This is about to go.
By the way, that was Jock's line as well. It was not the one I chose.
Yeah.
That was a record.
Sambo, mate, that was not ideal. And a very close call. I think we might try and get him back on less of a scary angle.
All right, we're feeling better.
Keep going, mate.
Better already.
I can go back one.
All the way.
Just do it again, but better. Yeah, that's nicer. Now come to me. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Maybe the weight distribution.
It could have been that cheeky lunch pie. It's just enough to unsettle the balance.
With that little moment out of the way, the convoy is on the move again, a little more carefully. But soon we're up onto the biggest challenge of monkey gum. This rock garden offers a few different line choices, but all of them are very committing. Shauno,
Yeah, mate.
what do you reckon, mate?
Left
fun line.
Left line definitely easier.
Yep.
This line?
It's a heck of a thing.
What do you reckon, Jocko?
I reckon you can do it.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I mean, with the gearing you have, I feel like if you rode the clutch a little bit, get your tyre up there, and then once that tyre's up there, like, she's got a smooth path the whole way.
Yeah. Let's have a go.
Have a go, mate.
Let's have a go.
Well, folks, there's two distinctly different lines here, eh? There's the one over here on our right-hand side, and this one here, which is a big boy line. You'll crawl up through this. No
Oh,
problem
we'll
at
see
all.
what happens.
But what I want to know, folks at home, what do you reckon? Shauno got a chance? What do you reckon?
I reckon he'll do it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. As long as he has a clutch by the end of it, that'll be the main thing.
My comment down below is no.
No, that'll be the top comment on the video.
Exactly.
Far out. I really want to take this right-hand line, but as I'm driving closer to it, it's just getting bigger and bigger. I don't think I'll even be able to get a tyre up there.
I was watching the tyre, and then the bull bar hit it.
Good spotting, Jocko.
Mate.
Good spotting, Jocko.
Sorry, mate. I was looking at your tyre.
Yep.
Come forward.
You're going to try and creep him up here.
Yeah. Now
What?
go hard left.
Watch out, there's a really big rock here.
Yeah, thanks,
Wait,
Jocko.
Right, come forward. Little more, little more. Right, start to turn in now. Left hand down. Sorry, other way. Yep. Yep. Now more left. More left.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
falling
that's
off
it.
then.
That's it. Stay on that. Bit more right. Yep.
Is nothing.
Yeah, it's a good angle. Just,
Yeah, that's your line.
is it?
It's just gonna buck a little bit. Just try not and.
It won't go over.
Nah,
You don't think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Just stay hard right hand down. And come forward. Just ride that clutch if you need to.
Is that rear going to come up?
Ooh. Come left hand down.
Doesn't feel great.
Ooh. Yeah, she's a bit teetery, eh?
Yes.
You can't go over though because your sliders hit it.
You reckon? You can't go over.
Looks good though.
Possible.
No, you can't because your sliders will hit
Never happened.
it. You
No.
won't.
See what it feels like in here.
You can't.
Like,
Well, you might, but I wouldn't.
You probably will.
you're probably.
Yeah, I reckon if you come.
right hand down.
Yeah, you can a bit. But you're just going to slip off, so you don't want to go too hard. Come forward on that. You'll start to feel better in a sec.
Not much.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh, that bloody slider's going to see there.
Oh, stop. It's the kicker on your sliders holding you.
Yeah, I can feel it grab, and then
Yeah.
then it sort of bucks me up.
Yeah. You're real close, eh?
So I just dump it and see.
Throw some rocks in there.
Yeah, we'll probably pack that rear, yeah. Just watch that tyre there, Graham. That's pretty good.
It's gonna,
The rear's just steering into itself.
it's gonna get ugly.
That's good there. Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
beautiful.
it. That's it.
Beautiful.
My handbrake was on. Whoops.
I think that's what did it for you.
Doesn't do anything anyway.
As you come forward, I want you to come left hand down, but I'll tell you when.
There you go. You got all four wheels.
That's a tree.
All right, maybe go a bit of right. She's just talking up a bit. Yep, that's it.
Lucky you don't have an awning on that side.
I know. Oh no.
Oh, it's landing in that tree a bit. Go left. Just come forward on that. Run it down a bit. Come to me. Oh!
Holy sugar.
What was that?
Is there something hidden in there?
That's my roof
Yeah,
rack.
it's a flare.
Is it flare
Oh,
or
it's
roof
just
rack?
a tree. You're so close, hey, you're up.
I think the roof rack's hitting the tree.
Oh, really?
It's actually, most of it's inside the vehicle right now.
Yeah, you kind of wedged a bit. It's like you're up, hey. Like you're
Yeah,
out.
I know.
You're out.
That was an impressive drive, and Shaun was so close to getting through. Hopefully, a few rocks under the right rear tyre will get Sooty off that bank. Yeah, and sure enough, it's done the job.
It's about to come down.
Touch the left.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah! That was a
Very nice, mate.
sketchy little line, Jocko.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
That was good.
That was
Not normal to do
not
that.
very often your roof hits a tree.
No, no.
That was a big angle.
Well, roof racks as sliders, that's a new one, even for us.
Good drive, mate. That was well done.
Yep.
Some angles I didn't like to be on, to be honest. There was a couple in there that just didn't feel good.
Okay, it's my turn, and I'm going to pick the slightly less insane option up the left.
Well, Graham's going to take this line. You can see already the scratch marks everywhere. Let's see how he goes.
Okay. Let's give this a go, shall we?
Yeah, that's a ticket.
Walking it. Look at that. Oh.
I was concerned about this tree on this side. Will you lift me up ever
Let
so
me just
slightly?
put a little
Yeah,
rock
a little
behind
rock
it,
in
Ty.
there. Oh, look at this one, Jock.
Huh?
Look at this.
Oh, it's a ramp.
It's a ramp. Go back just to Fracco.
Back a fracco.
That's a log.
Just got to watch this tree on the left-hand side.
Copy that. I'll have a look.
Have a look at that one for us.
Hopefully that'll pick up and not drag.
Yep.
I don't know. Yep. Drive.
Just the mirror. Yeah, you're clear, mate.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's going to be a tough one, but do your best. Up. Oh, straight up.
Beautiful.
Straight up.
Look at that. Little rig. Oh, almost.
Hey!
Yeah.
Look at that. All it was. Stop that diff from scraping too much. Just this little tiny bit. Little tiny log.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, Jocko, this is not a line for young players, mate. Do you want look, I can put some more rocks down, maybe get your winch ready. I'm going to get Matt Kinsella on the phone, the guy who built your truck. He can get you live on Facebook or something and coach you through. Up to you, mate. You just let me know what you want me to do.
Imagine what happened if it was. Yeah, no, I'm done.
Oh, he shook. He shook. No, look, all right, mate. I'll try and guide you. So far, so good, mate. You've nailed this bit. Perfect, mate. Perfect.
Jocko barely even needs a spot on this one, and he's up this massive rock step with zero hesitation.
Very close, that tree. Very close, that tree.
Gee, you're not taking any prisoners.
Well, it's not a race, Jocko, but you've done extremely well, mate. That's first place. That is first place in just
How good's that?
time trial. Jocko, you absolute mad bugger. I'd like to say that was all in the spotting, mate.
Yeah, that was us.
In fact, as soon as your front tyre got up and over, I just ran out of the way.
You do that thing where you just hold the button and go, oh. That was actually zero throttle. I didn't have my foot on the accelerator at all. on
Just
that.
geared, mate.
Yeah,
Nice
So
and
you couldn't
low.
have gone any slower if you tried.
Yeah, that's a great drive.
Before we bring the rest of the convoy up, we've just got to move the front cars a bit further up out of the way.
Right.
Tell you what, folks, how good is Monkey Gum? What a track.
That's it. Beautiful.
Well driven, Graham. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He
Rock
wants it.
crawling D-Max. Mad.
Yeah, you got to commit to that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just got the right line. Obviously didn't listen to you and just punted it.
Did his own thing.
Okay, Pete, mate, you're up. Now, Pete's opted for a third middle line here, and boy oh boy, doesn't he make it look easy.
Pete, for goodness sake, man. Leave something for the rest of us. Beautiful drive. That's it. You've got it. You've got it. Oh, yep. You've got it. Oh, only just got off that. Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
It doesn't have sliders on it.
More clearance stuff.
How good was that for a drive? Now, what you'll notice there with Pete's drive is that it was so smooth. Pete, you had that on E2? E2, so there's none of that jerky on-off throttle manoeuvres. If you'd had that, I reckon you probably might have, well, you might have got stuck. You can wheel like no one I've ever seen. You might have got stuck from the wheel spin, but it just takes all that jerkiness out, especially on these rocks.
You just, dull the accelerator down,
Yep.
just making it a little bit smoother,
Yep.
a little bit more comfortable in the car as well.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Righto, let's send Kaito up. God, I thought that awning was going to go.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. Good drive. Yoo! Now, Sam's 80 isn't quite as battered as old Sooty, and understandably, he's not keen to risk denting his roof in, so he's opted for the same line as Pete. Beautiful line. I need a bit of front locker on that. Jeepers!
That's
Guard. You're all right. Keep going. Scared the
I thought that was
CV. That's you.
Thanks, mate.
Only just.
What up, mate?
Thanks, guys.
When you've totally rebuilt your pride and joy like Sam has, it can be pretty nerve-wracking the first time you take it up tracks like this. And Sam isn't quite out of the woods yet.
What's going on, mate?
What are you doing?
There's a bit on there.
no, you're right. Just drive out of it.
Keep
Yeah,
driving.
you're right. You're up.
You're
Yeah,
right.
you're good. You're just on a rock. Yeah, drive out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
He's shook. He's shook.
He's shook.
Yeah.
He needs a beer.
It needs to be.
Just take the confidence out of him. Sometimes it's hard going at the end.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You've seen everyone take different lines, and you just sometimes wish you had a Sooty.
Or a D-Max.
He's done well, though.
Well done,
New
mate.
car, you gotta get used to it. You gotta get used to it.
With everyone running through more or less unscathed, we point the rigs up the final section of the climb. It's another long run of big rocks and ruts, but at the top is the promise of a lookout where you can see all of Yalwal down below.
Well, Graham, I've got to say, mate, you're an absolute madman, mate. You've taken a near stock D-Max up Monkey Gum. How is it, mate?
Gotta say, I'm stoked, bro. I've had, like I said to the beginning, this is one of my favourite tracks in Australia, and I've had an absolute blast, man. I'm stoked to have got this thing up here.
Yeah, copy, mate. Jocko, I can see you looking at 6 stage, mate, in the rear vision mirror, but you've done extremely well, mate. That thing's just a beast. Hey, Pete, you copy, mate?
I'm here, mate.
Mate, it's been a pleasure watching that GU just idle up these hills, mate. What do you reckon of Yalwal?
I tell you what, first time on Monkey Gum, and it goes down as definitely one of the best tracks I've ever been on. I've had a ripper day, seen some cracking drives from a great bunch of blokes.
Yeah, copy that, copy that. Righto, mate, you spent more time on 3 wheels than 4. How have you enjoyed it?
Mate, I've had an absolute rip weekend. You know it's been a good time when the locker switches have been switched on the whole time. Mate, absolutely love these sort of tracks, and yeah, just a top few days.
Sam, mate, you're brand new 80. That is a beast, mate. Your first time off-road with it. How's it gone?
I am pretty stoked. I've been a little bit nervous, you've probably seen, but no, I'm stoked to be back out on the track with this thing.
Yeah, well, mate, it's come up a real treat. Goes to show you can put a bit of glitter on an 80 series, mate, and they do come up. They look bloody good if you ask me, mate.
Oh, stop it, you, stop it, you. There's no bias in that either, and I love it.
With Monkey Gum conquered, our trip to Yalwal is almost done and dusted, and all that's left is to take in the view.
Well, mate, it's been a long time in between drinks. We haven't been down to the South Coast for a good couple of years, and I've got to tell you what, these tracks have not gotten any easier.
I haven't, mate. Monkey Gum blew me away. I was looking forward to it the whole time we've been down here to take us brand new D-Max, 4,000 kilometres on that, all the way up Monkey Gum.
That's wild,
Stoked, mate.
There's not a lot of
Absolutely
people who would do that,
No.
mate. Boys, what do you reckon?
One of the best tracks.
Far out. Sam, you've had a good time. Jocko.
Mate, loved it. I love coming down here and having a play in the rocks, so it's always good.
And that you were doing, mate. And look, one of the things I reckon that's hit home for me, mate, is firstly, we're all back together.
The band.
The band's back together. Who have been able to come back in some of these places, have been affected by fires, have had a really, really tough 2020. If you thought our 2020 was tough, the guys down the South Coast of New South Wales, a lot of them have lost everything.
Yep.
But it's good to come back, give back to the communities a little bit.
Yeah.
These tracks are still open. They're still as good as ever. And, mate, I've had an absolute ball.
Speaking of giving back, what do you reckon we give back a couple of bucks to the Nowra pub? Head down there now. We've still got a bit of light. It's about half an hour from here.
Try and stop me.
I will shout everybody one beer.
That's a first.
Whoa,
That's a
he's had a
first.
good time.
Yeah, I've driven a brand new vehicle.
You got a bit of carbon monoxide poisoning from being behind Sooty.
You've got to fix that vehicle.
I'm in.
All right, for now, let's get down out of here. Let's air up. Nowra pub for a couple of beers. My shout for the first one, your shout for the rest of them. Folks, we'll see you next time on
Four Drive 24/7.
Catch us later.
I will.
You want to go and look at this view again, mate?
No, mate, I'll just go to car.
Coming up, we've got none other than the famous four-wheel drive 24/7 outtakes. But first of all, let's take you through some of the kit we rely on to make it to places like this.
Well, mate, this has been a fun, tough trip. And
One of those trips, I reckon.
mate, look, this is the part we want to go through. Some of the gear that we've used to make this trip possible. And if we didn't have some of this gear, let me tell you now.
Today, we wouldn't be standing right here.
I would be out on the track still because, of course, I did a couple little breakages.
You've had a trip.
More than I'd like to. And luckily the boys came through. We had Sam from Spares Box.
Yep.
And he carries a stack of spares. But the good thing is that if you do need spares, and trust me, if you're driving tough tracks, you're always going to need spares. Get onto Spares Box before you come to places like this. Order the parts you need and keep your spares in your four-wheel drive. So if you do have a little bit of a mishap like
Little
me,
whoopsie.
you can change it on the track. You don't lose too much time.
No.
And you don't have to shout all the boys beers when you get to camp.
It's super easy too. It's all online.
Exactly right,
It's the
mate.
future. You can do it on your phone if you want to.
I know, how easy.
Now, speaking of easy, camping for me is all about being comfortable, knowing where your stuff is, being able to get to it. Having a mince alloy canopy. I've said it before. I'm like a broken record, mate.
Yep.
I love it. I absolutely love that canopy. I've got a water tank in there, drawers. I've got everything I need in there. I'm also carrying these guys that put all of their tripods, light stands and things in the back as well. Mince alloy canopies, I'll tell you what.
I've been washing my hands, mate. I was pretty
Yeah,
filthy
you've
this
used
trip.
my water, the
It's
whole
been
lot.
great. It's been fantastic. I haven't used any of mine, all yours. A lot of times people ask us what the clothes we're wearing on these shows, and we wear a lot of snatch clothing because it's the stuff that's tested. It's been tested by four-wheel drivers for four-wheel drivers. It's the stuff that is designed to come out to places like this. Look at mine. It's covered in about 3 days worth of sweat, dirt, molly grease, and a fair bit of diff oil. So it stinks, but guess what? It's holding together because it's good quality stuff. And that's what we pride ourselves on with Snatch Clothing. Good quality materials, stuff that is built to last, and stuff that's built for these sort of tracks out here.
I've been wearing this cap since well pre-COVID. And you can tell it's disgusting. And I need a new one. You need a new shirt. But this stuff, I tell you what, it just goes and goes and goes. It really does.
A lot of things that you guys might not know about is when we do get a brand new line of clothing, we actually test it in places like this. We've actually got stuff in the car right now that we've been testing out in the bush, because if it handles this sort of stuff, it's only then we put it online so you guys can get it. But if you want to live and breathe forward driving, I suggest you go to snatchclothing.com.au.
Now, folks, I urge you to like, subscribe, follow the 4Drive 24/7 channel. And right now, one of my favourite bits, mate, you and Jock making an absolute fool of yourself while I am the consummate professional that I am.
I don't believe that for a second. Enjoy the outtakes.
All right, we've got a little logistical challenge. Trying to be professional here, and I've got to work with that. What was that?
Bitten by an ant. Ouch.
These are the best days of my life.
I don't want to go to school. I just want to break the rules.
You've got the weirdest hands I've ever seen on a man.
Just manly hands, mate.
Well, they are.
You can tell that.
They're like a lemur. They're way bigger than your body should be. Sorry, ladies, if you
think it's a compliment.
Yeah, oh, there's actually a lot in there from the last cooking scene we did. There's a moth. There's a moth just there.
Yeah, get him out. Get him out.
Oh, that's a beetle.
It's a beetle.
There's
get
a
him
beetle
out.
in there.
Get him out. No, we don't need him.
Line before on this Luxie, but I got a bit more weight. Oh, that's metal. We don't want that.
Sometimes with a lot of pressure, you'll get diamonds, or just a fart. Unfortunately for me, it was just a fart, but put a couple in. Not too many,
Give me those. I'll do that. No,
Yeah.
don't put too many. You'll have not much room for anything more. It's just so hard. He's just so immature. If I could beat him up, I would.
You can't. No, you can't move.
I'm just going to try and knead that together. This is
Oh, did you just crush the other eggs?
No! They're on that.
Oh, I ate too much chicken.
Let's see what we can't do, mate. I don't even know if that makes sense. See what we can't do.
Well, you can see what you can't do. I can't do that.
This is true. This is true.
Save on in-cars is
Oh, we're still recording. 44 minutes.
No, turn it off, don't do it.